What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the GameFreak. You know, I'm 48 years old and have been gaming since 1981. Some say that gaming is just for younger kids, but I beg to differ. Gaming is a way to escape reality for a bit and relieve some stress. A way to clear your mind and forget about the sometimes crazy world that we live in. To this day, it still amazes me how far technology has come. I started my video game journey in 1981 with the Atari 2600. That console, with the help of arcades in my local Pizza Hut and 7-Eleven, introduced me to so many classic games that I fell in love with and I got hooked. Centipede, Space Invaders, Donkey Kong, Pitfall, Pac-Man, and Berserk were huge parts of my childhood. And it's something that has never left me. With those games, you had to have an imagination, because let's face it, the graphics and the structure of these games were limited. But that's the best we had at the time. It's something that a lot of the younger generation may not understand or appreciate. As time went on, video games just got better. They looked better, and they played better. When the Nintendo was released, every gamer's mind was blown away. The characters you got to control weren't just squares, and the sound effects left the last generation of games in the dust. These games were bigger, brighter, more detailed, and just better. They were longer games that had a story behind them. As a kid, they made you feel like you were part of the adventure. We didn't have to use our imagination quite as much because the way these newer games were designed, they just sucked you in. This era introduced us to some of the greatest games ever made. Metroid, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, Tecmo Bowl, The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Bros. The list is almost endless. Granted, Super Mario was in the arcades, but being able to play it at home on a console helped that franchise blow up, and it's still going strong today. Though Atari started it all for me, Nintendo definitely occupied most of my preteen to early teen years when it came to playing video games at home. Playing games in front of a nice warm glow of an arcade machine was still my preference. My friends and I would always hang out at the arcades or any convenience store that had some arcade games. Unfortunately, arcades would start to fizzle out in my area rather early, so consoles became the prime way to game. Fortunately, every new generation of consoles seemed to get better and better. We thought 8-bit was king at the time. Then, the Sega Genesis was introduced and it blew our minds. Sonic the Hedgehog, Golden Axe, Altered Beast, Streets of Rage, and Madden Football. Not to mention the controllers for the Sega Genesis. These are still some of the best and most comfortable controllers even today. 16-bit was a huge jump from 8. The graphic and sound quality was leaps and bounds ahead. This felt as close to the arcades as you could get. But like every generation of consoles, there is always a new one, an improved one, on the horizon. Throughout the years, we have been introduced to so many great additions to the gaming world. PlayStation, Xbox, Neo Geo, N64, Sega Saturn, Nintendo GameCube, Sega Dreamcast, Nintendo Switch, the list goes on and on. Let's not forget about the various handhelds that these companies gave us to enjoy our gaming on the go. Still, some look at gaming as something just for kids or something someone my age should have grown out of. I've been asked numerous times from people I work with, "You're 48 years old. Why would you have a game room full of video game consoles from your youth, arcade machines, and still be buying new systems? Well, that answer is actually simple. I realize that I'm getting older, but my game room is like stepping back into my past. It keeps me feeling young. And when you feel young, you don't feel old. I have no need to go out and party anymore. I'm married, I have 2 adult kids, and this keeps me out of trouble. It's not like I play games all day. I do have responsibilities that come first. I have a job and a farm on our land to run. I have a wife that I like to spend some time with. Gaming is just something I enjoy, and it helps ease my mind. Video games have no age limit. And when it comes to video games nowadays, nothing ceases to amaze me. We have seen games go from pixelated graphics to almost lifelike images. As amazing as that is, it makes me appreciate the older style games even more. The ones that helped start it all. Without those games and consoles, we wouldn't have what we have today. The only negative I could say about modern gaming is, I wish they'd leave Wi-Fi and the internet off the table. I'm just not a fan of system updates or the fact that you have to install a game before playing it. Not to mention, you have to make sure you have enough storage available to load up the game you just purchased. Personally, I enjoyed when we could buy a game, put it in our console, and just play. To each their own though, because I know millions love that online play. So I'll end it like this. Next time somebody says, "Aren't you a bit too old to be playing video games?" Tell them that video games have no age limit. Or just stick your middle finger in their face. Whatever one floats your boat. So I would love to know your thoughts on this. Have you ever had anybody come up to you and say, "Aren't you a bit too old to be playing video games?" And what do you say to them when they say something like that? I think it's kind of ridiculous that anyone would say that because everyone has their own thing. Some people like hunting. Other people just like going out and, I don't know, racing or something like that. Neither of those things are for me. So to keep me feeling young and occupied on my spare time, I play video games. That's just what I do. I'd love to know what you guys do and how you react to anyone saying that to you. You're too old to be playing video games. Let me know in the comments section. And if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out this channel a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. And if you are a content creator, don't forget to type in the word content in the comment section. All you have to do is type in the word content. We have something on this channel that I like to call the GameFreak Army. And what we do is if we see that word content, we will go to your channel and we will subscribe to your page. Subscribe, not subscribed. We will subscribe to your page because that's what we do. We like to help each other's channels out, help each other grow. That's what YouTube's about, man. Just having some fun. So feel free to type in the word content in the comment section. And once again, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch the video. And until the next one, game on, everybody.